We're going to TI.
We're going to TI?
And we're gonna win it.
We're going to TI, boys. You hear that, Beast? We're going to TI. Let's go. Hey guys, my name is Mika. I'm a content planner here at Boom Esports, and today I have a very special guest with me today. He is our Boom Dota2 manager. Please welcome Alphon. Hey, Alphon. So, nice to meet you, man. It's great to have you here. So,
Nice to meet you too.
firstly, I'd just like to congratulate you on, for the team to bring such an amazing performance this past season. Now we're going in 10-2 in the DPC right now, right? And well, I'd just like to say that, the boys out of Manila have finally solidified their position here as being one of the most dominant team in Dota 2 right now. And in addition to that, you pretty much brought a lot of confidence to a lot of to a lot of Indonesians to represent Boom Esports as the top Indonesian org right now. So, first off, like, how are you and the team doing right now?
So, well, we're doing good. Like you've mentioned, we're still playing DPC. We got our last two matches. Probably. We got execution coming up again. I think tomorrow. Today's the 18th, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and yeah, we're doing it so far. Just wish that the other two was here, FBZ and Mushi.
Hmm.
So.
I see. So, probably first off, can you talk to me about your current preparations with your match against Execration soon? Like, how's the team vibe going? Any new strategies that you're gonna implement with the team, or is it just gonna be same old, what you've been doing in the DPC at the moment?
I think that I think I would like to say that we're a pretty stubborn team. I think like we just maybe other teams have seen like this boom team is like this playing the same heroes over and over again, right?
Yeah.
So I think sure they might label as lame or boring, but I think the way we play, even with the same heroes over and over again, is not boring.
Hmm.
So in terms of preparation, I know it's all mushy. Like the players say every interview, it's like it's all mushy. So in terms of extra preparation, of course, reviewing replays, right? Execution games, and just finding out what they do and just normal stuff, I guess, and just do what we do best, right? So
Hmm.
just play our game, and I think we're confident that we'll beat them.
All right. So I would like to kind of rewind to your previous match against T1. That was probably, we've been hyping it as the new El Clasico of Southeast Asian Dota 2. And unfortunately for Boom, they just got pub stomped so hard against T1. Honestly, they were just on a whole different level at that game. So, um, you know, so like what was it that made T1 such a difficult team to fight against, in contrast to the previous teams that you've been playing against in the DPC? Like, w- w- like what happened there? Could you probably like draw us a story on what happened?
So it's not an excuse, but I'd still have to say that I think we brought the defeat into ourselves. Because the team is really confident. They're not cocky. They're not
Mm,
they're not underestimating T1. It's T1, right?
yeah,
So, but they're confident to beat them. As you can see in game one, I mean, everyone would say we had that game,
yeah,
right? We
yeah, that
Yeah,
first
we
team
had
fight.
that.
Yeah, the first team
Yeah.
fight seemed so close, and then like the moment like you lost that team fight, you instantly went into a 30K gold deficit. That was pretty crazy, and then pretty much the momentum just kind of dropped off from there.
Yeah, I think overall, sure the game two was a bit of stomp,
Yeah.
but I think it's kind of connected to the game one. It's not that we're complacent
Hmm.
against T1. It's just I think we're not playing our A game. It's also I know people don't see what in the background what we do, but I think in a general perspective that Mushi tells to the team that we're not actually playing the game that we love or we do, right? So I think we brought the defeat onto ourselves. We can beat T1. I'm confident with that. We just played right. I think I think the word right there is the words instead is like we played a little bit scared. I think
Uh-huh.
maybe we don't play scared, right? If you've seen the previous games, we're really aggressive, and I think we've placed too much respect to T1, I guess.
I see. Well, currently, like in social media right now, there's a lot of criticism running around Tino. His position as a carry. He has a huge responsibility to be able to perform at the highest level, and especially right now, you could argue that he's a pretty new player. So this match against T1 is primarily for experience, but this is the DPC. It's There's a lot of pressure for all the players to play at their best. So probably could you give some insight to how Tino's performance is in the team right now, like ever since like he started joining the team and like how he's progressed from there?
So Dino, yeah, sure, we could consider him like not really a newcomer, but just a name and a face that hasn't been able to prove himself in an
Hmm.
international stage. Sure, he lacks experience,
Yeah.
like lands or like big tournaments. I think Tino, when he was picked, or I think when he was suggested by Scam last year, it's not about the fame. It's not about his what do you think? The skill. We didn't compare him to like I don't know we didn't compare him to like Ame or you said it, the tier one carry.
Hmm.
Everyone's saying that Tino is not like who is Tino, right?
Yeah.
I understand that respect from other people, but I've mentioned this over and over again, and this is echoed by the team. That Tino was picked because we scam things, and the team thinks that he is the right fit. He's got the right attitude, and as you see when he came in, when he came in, oh, we won Minisk Masters like right off the bat. Then we've gone 10-0. He has not had the flashes, like like any other carries because his personality also reflects on what he does in the game. Sorry.
Mm.
And I think he's a bit shy or a bit, sometimes he doubts his moves, right? Because he's new. He is. I mean, if you're surrounded by Team Scam and Japa, if I was Tino, of course I would be a little more, a little bit more shy because these guys are stars. But then everyone's doubting you, and I think if you can see the playstyle from Boom, Tino, yeah, sure he's the carry, but he doesn't need to be like the one always carrying the game
I see.
because we play a really team oriented game. Like sometimes it's Tim's, just carrying the game even though he's a support. Sometimes it's scammy with here this micro plays or just FBZ, with Mars outplays everyone, or Japoy just flying around with his Emperor Spirit, or Tino with his Ricky. Everyone, picks up their pace, picks up the game, and I think Tino is really versatile, and that's why he really fits into the team. And sure, he's not been like the one being doing the most kills, but I think this is why he's very underrated because he's the one doing the most damage in the game.
I see. So, another argument that you could make is because of the big news that the winter major was canceled, and like social media is pretty much saying that, oh, because the major is canceled, like Boom Esports doesn't have like the same motivation to perform at that best. What would you have to say about that?
I don't think that the major is a factor in our performance. At least say like our performance during the T1 matchup. I don't think that the major was entirely our motivation. Sure, it I think it just excites us. You
Mm,
know, it doesn't. It's not the end goal, or it's not the thing that keeps us running. I think when the team was formed, the ultimate goal was always to like, uh, it's always to be like a long term plan. Um, the goal is to win TI. That's what Gary always says. Sure, winning majors also part is just like part of the long term goal, right?
yeah.
But at the end of the day, um, what keeps us motivated is, I think, if we're looking for motivation as a team, it's that we keep on innovating and keep improving, and we do it together, and that's what bring us together into becoming a better team.
I see. Well, I'd like to know about the players' initial reaction to when the major was canceled. How were they feeling about that?
Yeah. So when we knew that the major was being canceled, we were like on Discord together, unless we're about to stream. And when we heard the news, and Japo just suddenly said like he saw the post from the website, right? So it was like, oh, the major's canceled. Then everyone just like a brief. Everyone was like brief pause, and then everyone's like, what? Really? So of course, I would be lying if I said they're not sad. We are extremely sad. We're, I don't know what the words say, disappointed, frustrated, everything like. But Amushi teams, like everyone. Ah, all right. Uh, sorry, I almost cursed. Like F it, right? So F it. Let's just look forward to the next major. This is not this is just a road bump. It's not the end goal, right? So
Mhm.
let's just keep focus. We still have games left in the DPC, but yeah, the reaction was, of course, they're sad. They're not just like showing it. The boys are not that expressive, even in social media, right? Is
Yeah.
they're not like how they was the most prominent, or like Quinn from Quincy Crew, or Sumail, or everyone's tweeting, right?
Yeah.
Everyone that, but them like they're just silent. I think that goes for most of the C players, and I can say that we're very sad, really looking forward to it, especially FBZ and Tino. This is gonna be their first major. Teams, it's been he says it's been a long time since he's been on LAN. Everyone, but you just need to keep moving forward because time never stops and the DPC is still ongoing.
All right. So, after the DPC is finished, what's the plan after that? Are the players just gonna keep on grinding? Are they gonna keep scrimming? Or, they're just gonna take 1 month vacation time until the next tournament comes in? What's the plan after that?
Right. So prior to the cancellation of the DPC, of course, the plan was go like after the majors, maybe we'll take a short break. Scan would love to really go home because he hasn't gone home yet. I think for the past 2 years, I
Oh,
think he mentioned it to me. And yeah, so but then when it's canceled, everyone was like, everyone was like, oh, maybe I need to go home. I don't want to spend. They don't want to spend like a month long of just being in the boot camp.
yeah.
Like I also like to resonate that idea because um our players have different level of what do you call burnt out, or I don't want them to be burnt out just being always in the boot camp, always screaming. So Scam wanted to go home. Tino also, because Tino, for those who doesn't know, Tino has kids. Tino has two kids.
Hmm.
Uh, Tino actually sacrificed a lot because when we pick him up last year, and before he went to the boot camp, like I think 3 days before, her second baby was just born.
Ooh,
So yeah, so he had
congratulations.
Yeah, so he had to sacrifice, like, we needed you in the boot camp because the tournament was going. I said, uh, they will allow you, but they will allow you because it's understandable, right?
Mhm.
So, but he said like, no, no, no. I want to be in the vodka and I want to mesh with the team already. So he sacrificed time being with his newborn baby, then practice here, play Minutes Masters and Screams, then was able to finally, go back home during Christmas. And now I think the plan is really floating at the moment. I got info regarding the major.
Mm-hmm.
There was, and I'm not at liberty to discuss it. Maybe sooner, or maybe within this week, right?
Uh-huh.
Valve would release something. Yeah, something.
Something.
So, w- uh, I'm already like rescheduling stuff because we intended to. All right, I'll just stop right there. There's something going on. I'm not at liberty to discuss, so we might not be able to go home yet. That's what like just to say.
Oh, could it be that Valve could be preparing for a major, but then like under different circumstances by any chance? You don't have to confirm anything, but like, could that be probably the case hypothetically?
Uh, I'll just wink.
Yeah.
I'll just wink.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. So, talking about Tino sacrifice, not meeting his newborn child, that kind of speaks to the volume of the dedication the players are putting. So, which brings me to my next question. It's just seriously impressive, like how the team has managed to become one of the most dominant Dota 2 team in the world. Placing top 5 in the rankings worldwide. So, I'd like to clarify, like, so what's the key to attain like such a huge progress and so much success in such a short time with the team being developed? Like, was like, probably you could focus more on the chemistry of the team. Like, Skem and Yopaj pretty much played in the same team together back in OB Neon, so the chemistry was probably already there for the both of them. But then, adding Mushi, Tims, and FBZ into the fray, like, was there any difficulties in developing that chemistry, or was it just like a click like that? Like everyone just kind of worked together perfectly.
I think, but first of all, I like to just, like tell everyone like when the team was formed, when Scam, Yopaj, and Tims was being picked up, right? I wasn't the manager yet,
Mm-hmm.
right? So then, I think when I see it, from behind the scenes, I think 10%. It's like a click. Everyone clicked together just because 90% of it's everyone wants to play with each other and everyone is willing to adapt and everyone is has the same mindset on how to play the game,
Mm-hmm.
right? So um like we've mentioned before, last year, Gary, also that Teams and Scam highly suggested, no, not suggested, they really asked Gary to get Mushi, right? They really asked to get Mushi, and of course, Yopaj and Scam, they played together. Teams wanted to play with the both of them.
Mm-hmm.
FBZ is a superstar in his own right, and we're just looking for one more piece, and that's Tino. And I think also why we've had so much success in the short time that we already have, is because I think everyone is willing to compromise, everyone is willing to adapt and so on and so forth, and we just had the same understanding on how to play the game, and everyone trusts the coach Mushi. And um is ego aside, there's not much ego, like like some toxicity.
Mm-hmm.
There's no hint of that, and that's why I think the team really meshes well together.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, for FBZ specifically, he's an Indonesian player playing with four Filipinos and being coached by one Malaysian. So probably, how is the communication like between FBZ and the rest of the players? Do the four Filipino players like speak in Tagalog, and when they speak in Tagalog, FBZ is just kind of like, okay, I'll let them like speak in Tagalog if they want to talk. But then like generally like you have to speak in English, right? Like from time to time. So like um has the is the communication like with the team like what's it like? Could you probably paint a picture on like how it works probably?
Oh, it's easy to paint the picture because we're all required to speak English.
Ah,
Right. We
oh, I
speak
see.
English. Everyone, like even if it's like every time we're on Discord on and everyone's not muted,
Mhm.
so you have to speak English.
Ah, I see.
We have this semi joke or semi I don't know joke penalty that once we hear someone speaking in their own language, it's like I don't how much was that? Um, $10 or something? I forgot. Right. Even me, I'm included. Like I have to speak. I have the four Filipino parents, and sometimes I speak to them in Bisaya or Tagalog, and sometimes someone will call me out Mushira. Oh, $10 for $10 for you. You're speaking in vernacular.
Oh, that's a pretty interesting rule. There certainly gets the team vibe going pretty well. All right, so as you said before, the players are not really social media savvy, right? Like we barely know like kind of into their personal lives because they choose not to. So, probably could you like take us through to what each player is like outside of the game? What are their hobbies? What is a typical day for the boys out of Manila like when it's outside of the game?
Right. So, all right. Start off with maybe Scam. Scam is really like I think he's a really straightforward guy.
Mhm.
He's a really straightforward guy, and is I mean everyone is easy to be with, right? The Scam is a straightforward guy. He's serious, but can also like you know have fun, and I think he's really really good at Dota. Not just in playing position 5 or any position. It's not about the mechanical skill. I think it's his understanding of the game.
Mhm.
That's why he opted to play S5. I think he's an intelligent player. You know, that's all I can comment on this game because I'm just an Archon, so I can't comment much. But I think outside of the game, and yeah, he's got no ego or something. He's willing to say that he's wrong. He's willing to say, "Oh, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I should have done this." And but as a captain, also he's willing to point out the mistakes. Not just point out mistakes, but teach. Say that you should have probably done this. He's not just berating someone. He's actually telling that you could do better or do something that could make a better outcome, right?
Mhm.
Then for I think Yopaj, Japoy,
Yeah, Japoy.
uh, he's
Japoy
the
is my
youngest.
idol.
Jap, yeah, Yopaj is the idol. He's the youngest one, so yeah, he's really fun. He's like one of the most funniest guy in the team, right? He's the Joker. Like he just brings positivity. Like even in screams, he always plays with. I mean, he always jokes with FBZ during screams. He's like he's really just a fun-loving guy, and of course, I don't have to comment more on his gay uh play style, right? On
Yeah,
his gameplay, he's a beast. So that's
insane.
it. And Tim's is like you could consider him as the veteran of the team, right? He's played the most lands. He's played the most TI. He's won a major. Um, but he's also like he also helps the team like and how to do it on a macro perspective. He helps Cam as the captain. And outside of the game, he's actually really fun to be to hang around with. He's funny, and I think he's more sociable in person than in social media,
Mhm.
right? So it would really pay off for if you really want to know things. I would say like you should be with him in person, right?
Yeah.
Because he just likes to like eat food, eat like really good food, drink, you know, have a drink or go to somewhere else, because so yeah, and Tino is actually when you first meet him, he's like very shy, he's timid, even in the game, he's you can see him like he's not like that shining beacon of the of the game,
Hmm.
but actually the guy is really he's a joker. He's actually very loud
Like in
when,
game
when
or like just outside in general?
outside and in game. In game, when he's in pubs, like he's really just shouting. He's like speaking in Tagalog and he's just shouting and he's miming around, But in games, like he's just really focused. He's a bit shy. And Tino, yeah, he's really simple. Everyone's like just feet on the ground. Is they're really grounded person.
Hmm.
I mean, people and FBZ. I wish FBZ was here, but I think FBC is also a bit shy
From
from
my
what I can.
experience, he's a very shy
Yeah,
person. Yeah, he's very
yeah,
quiet.
he's very quiet, and yeah, I think I would have maybe known more about him if he was here. Mushi, I mean, Mushi, of course. I would say this that I think this would surprise everyone. Like everyone's memes about Mushi, like the go upstairs, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everyone is memeing about that. And when I saw that video, I think I don't know, was it 5 years ago, 4 years
More or
ago?
less, yeah, more or less.
Yeah, the true site. I also had a bad impression because that was what I saw.
Yeah.
Like it's very everyone say this guy is very toxic, right?
Hmm.
He's very toxic. But when I was in the team, I was observing and the way he speaks. Actually, when I saw his dedication and his the way he just speaks, it's not being toxic because everyone has a different culture, right?
Yeah.
So I have to listen or to adapt and to understand what they're really trying to say. I don't mind their tone because everyone has a different accent or how they express themselves. So Mushi is is a really nice guy and is he disciplines the team all the time and not just in the game but outside. He's also like a life coach for us,
Hmm.
including me. Even though I am the manager, like he talks about like the goals outside the life. You'll not be playing. One time we talk about you'll not be playing Dota for the rest of your life. So what do you have planned for you? And he's all about helping people or helping players specifically grow into a better version of themselves. And I'd love to I love that. I love or hope to people see that way, see Mushi in that way, not just not just a go upstairs meme, but he's a really good coach to have. And I'm thankful that Gary, brought out his wallet and brought out
Yeah.
his wallet and signed Mushi, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all about I can say about the team. And yeah, I wish I could spend time with Mushi and I wish we should try to get them here or I don't know. Yeah.
It's fair to say, Mushi is pretty much one of the most experienced Dota 2 players out there. He's been playing since TI2 and all. And, you know, I guess like he has that kind of mentality, that really brings a champion's mentality in everyone else. So, and then I saw a few videos about like his kind of like his pre-game rituals where he like makes the team do a bunch of punishments. Could you probably like tell a story about that? Like one of some of the punishments he does with the team.
So it wasn't. I think there was. It was only one time
Yeah.
they did that. Usually we actually do work out like every one of us every other day or sometimes like 2 days apart. Like before we do our meeting at 1 p.m.
Hmm.
we usually do the workout at 10 a.m. or 11. Just a 20-minute workout.
Like
So
hitting the gym,
Mushi
or is it like just in the house doing
in
push-ups,
the house,
sit-ups? Oh,
the
okay.
the no equipment,
Oh, calisthenics,
yeah,
basically. Okay, I see.
yeah. Then Mushi, is the workout guy. He's a fitness guy, so he brings it into the team. And yeah, actually, I approve of that because the team also needs some fitness, even just for every other day. And the punishment actually was for for special moves. We call that special moves in the game. When you're not supposed to do the thing because you already know that's gonna happen, but you still do it. Yeah, we call that special move. So yeah, and mostly it's sometimes uh, it's Japoy who makes most of the special moves because he's a really aggressive player. So yeah, the I think the squats. So for one special move, I think that's 5 squats. I think.
Ooh.
Yeah. So FBC, I think FBC had a lot of also. Yeah, it's just fun. They don't take it as punishment actually, but it's a fun thing to do.
All right. So, I'd like to talk more about you, Alpha, and your position as the new Boom Dota 2 manager. Firstly, like, um, you've you pretty much came in, to succeed the previous manager, XLR8, and means that you kind of have some different responsibilities for the team, right? So, what are some of the responsibilities that you have generally as the new Dota 2 manager?
I think as a manager, the basics are of course like the schedule, right? The schedule, the boot camp, managing the boot camp
Hmm.
because as everyone know, like we're kind of like detached because we're in another country, right?
Yeah.
So it's basically me just running this, everyone around here, making everything smooth. I think that my basic responsibilities are, the schedule, everything around that, like screams or tournaments. Then, of course, communicating with the top management, Gary, Ojan, Fauzi, everything that we need here.
Hmm.
Of course, I have to also like, you know, I bow down to you guys to create this team because it's, of course it's part of
Yeah.
the contract for the players. So also we communicate. So everything that I think it's more of a like 10% is probably like I'm like a more of like a liaison, something
Hmm.
like that.
Hmm.
And but when I came in, when Gary and Ajan told me that or asked me to become boom manager, it's because they wanted more out of the manager more than just scheduling, right?
Hmm.
Arranging screams and tournaments, whatever. They wanted me to be more, I don't know, like to be more connected to the Dota community, to the ecosystem, right?
Hmm.
Because I think everyone knows, like, if you have connections, you're not just being an advantageous prick, but um, I mean, like, in order to move forward, in order to get better opportunities for the team or for the players, in general, you always need to have connections, or you always need to have like a right mindset, or you have these principles. And Gary and Ajan would like me to be that guy. Of course, they're helping me towards to become it. And also echo that I also resonate and echo with this idea because when I took this opportunity, I said to myself, I'm not here to be a glorified scheduler. I'm not just here to be, the the one who sets screams or whatever, or who fixes their visa, or I'm here when I think this is the most problems of some teams, like the managers. I'm not saying I know anyone, but
Hmm.
I think sometimes managers are stuck into just this kind of stuff, right? When you're actually you should be doing more. Like I think for now, my biggest job as of the moment is keeping everyone sticking to the culture, you know, culture we're trying to build, in order to become champions. Keeping the players in the right mindset, keeping them what do you call this? Like perform better. I'm not helping them inside the game because it's Bush's job,
Hmm.
and I don't know how to do it. So what I'm trying to do is like, what can I do to not really enforce, but what can I help them with in order to perform better, and not just inside the game, but also outside the game as a person,
Hmm.
as a human, because I'm their manager, and I don't want. For me as a manager, I don't want them to become just like gamers, or like they don't all they think about is the game, 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 game. Sure, you can think about that, but at the end of the day, um, they're still humans. They still need to take care of, the the basic stuff in life, right? So sometimes, I'm not really talk about. I'm not gonna say I'm a life coach, but what I try to do is to be that. But I am not that kind of coach. But what I try to do is the little things that we do. We do it perfectly. We do it. We hone it in different aspects. Because I think it's really important to be as a manager. It's very important to set the culture in a team, and also it helps me because if I'm trying to set up a culture here for the Dota 2 team, or for Boom, in general, it's I have to practice it myself.
Hmm.
Like from the day we wake up, from doing workouts or doing replays, from what we eat, like these minimal factors, the small factors that we do. If we perfect it every day, if we continuously do it, and it becomes our not it does not becomes a one-off thing. It becomes like part of our DNA, for example, right? We do it and we perfect it. I think we won't have a problem of like, losing motivation or losing passion,
Hmm.
because it's really easy to lose your passion or fire in this being a competitive
Yeah.
player, or even just a manager, because every now and then, I mean almost every month, you always face failure or disappointment, because end of the day, this is a competition.
Yeah.
It's win or lose, right?
Yeah.
If you're not if you're not in the first place, you're a loser. Even though you're second place, you're still a loser, and that could take a lot of toll for any kind of person. And I have to, like, set the tempo or adjust depending on which player is, kind of down. And yeah, that's it. Being setting the culture right.
I see. Well, I'd probably just leave it with a final thought here. So if FBZ were to come to the Philippines, where would the first place be where the boys would take them to?
Uh, I have to be honest. We- I don't know where to bring him, because the place right now we're living is not my hometown.
Uh,
It's not where I live. It's Tim's hometown, so probably I asked Tim. But if we're ever to decide, probably I think the beach.
the
Right?
beach? Oh,
Yeah.
be hard to beat the beaches there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for the interview. Alphon, I'd just like to say thank you so much for taking the time to have this interview with me. And do you have any final thoughts, personal messages that you'd like to say to all the Boom Esports fans out there?
Yeah. So I think. Thank you everyone for supporting the team, and I hope you continue supporting us, and just do know that everything we do, and we're trying our best. And also thank you to the team, Boom team, in the Indonesia, you guys, for Gary, Ojan, the top management team, also the creative guys. Sometimes we don't do your requested stuff, so we don't
Yeah.
do the stuff you request. So I mean, I know you understand, but so I think everyone, you guys are the backbone. You guys are the unsung heroes. Honestly, without you guys, we won't be here, because yeah, everyone's connected. So I hope that we can. Yes, no, no, not hope. We're going to TI,
We're going to TI? All
and we're
right,
gonna
let's.
win it.
We're going to TI, boys. You hear that, beast? We're going to TI. Let's go. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this interview. I hope you guys stay hungry. let's go. And we're gonna get to TI soon. Thank you so much, Alpha.
Thank you.
All right.